Welcome, brothers. Welcome, sisters. Welcome to our program On Target. And as usual, as soon as we start this program, you can pick up the ball and start to bowl. We have a good pitch, and we invite you to bowl on it. We have no rules. We don't like rules. We like people to respect one another. In this democratic process, we must respect one another. And this medium gives you an opportunity to discuss any topic. From the Democratic Party, which is exceptionally liberal, and I believe would drive the world into World War III, or to Donald Trump, who is more conservative, but need to have a gag on his mouth, because he speaks without script. He is a leader in America that speaks without script the most. So some of the things he says is objectionable. But I believe he has a better policy. He's a man of greater peace. He's a man the Christian community would prefer. He seems to be not pro-choice. He is pro-life. And generally, I believe he has a better policy, a better economic policy, a better social policy, and even a better moral policy than the Democrats. But that is America. And then we have the war in Europe between Russia and Ukraine. Ukraine can't beat Russia. Russia is a world power. But Russia can't beat Ukraine. It don't easy to conquer people. The world is watching you. They're watching you for abuse. So that war could go on for 5 or 6 years, like what happened in Afghanistan. And then you have the war between Israel and Hamas. And that war has been there for thousands of years. The Muslim does not recognize Israel's right to exist. They say the only good Jew is a dead Jew. They want them in the bottom of the sea. They don't recognize the right to exist. The Quran disallows agreement between Jews and Christians. They call them infidels. And they give them reward. They will get reward in Abraham's bosom if they kill Jews and Christians. Infidels. And we in Grenada here end up with Deacon Mitchell, the worst prime minister post-1967. Why do I say that? He tells the most lies. He's lie without compunction. Lie to the elderly, lie to the youths, lie to the disadvantaged, lie to the Imani, workers on contract. He lied to even the trade union. Deacon tell lies to everybody. Deacon travel perhaps more than all other leaders put together in the Caribbean. Nobody in Grenada could say why Deacon traveling so much. Almost every 2 weeks, I said the last time, every 2 weeks Deacon is out. A man tell me, no, that is not true. It's every 14 days. Deacon out of the country. Now that we have technology, we have Zoom. Deacon traveling more than the foreign minister. Why? Deacon is the most corrupt leader that ever passed in Grenada post-1967. Why do I say that? In 1973, we had laws protecting the politicians, avoiding them from getting corrupt, closing the door to corruption, so that the GDB Bank, no director, no politician and their family should take loan from GDB Bank. 1973. Maurice Bishop called me, don't change it. Mr. Blaze didn't change it. George Brizan didn't change it. Brafitt didn't change it. Kit Mitchell come twice, he don't change it. Even Tillman Thomas don't change it. Deacon flaunt the law with impunity. We had laws to help politicians walk the straight and narrow and prevent them from getting corrupt. That if you have a contract to give out for more than $15,000, you must have 3% bidding. You must make it known to the public. Deacon legalize illegality. Go in parliament. He changed that to 100,000. And it is rumored that a given contract over 200,000, no bidding. He's a corrupt individual. Several ministers, several members of the hierarchy of the National Democratic Congress are agents selling passports. Now, who is responsible for the check and balances? If you're selling passport, you must have somebody responsible for the check and balance. Who? You had the Samoa agreement. It was signed. The foreign minister nearly cried. He said this thing is going to contradict the Constitution. He evoked revolutionary fervor and object to the signing of the Samoa agreement. Deacon Mitchell said he don't even read the document. While these men was saying that the agreement was signed. Well, if nobody gave instruction to sign the document, and the foreign minister was vehemently against the signing, the ambassador should have been recalled. He wasn't recalled. So either Deacon lied, or you have a third party directing Grenada foreign policy. I wonder how all these Grenadians that was touting around like a turkey cock, speaking about morality and accountability and good governance, how are you going to face the public again and speak? They abscond in a cocoon. They hide themselves while corruption is splattered in front of the door. Look at what takes place in the national lottery. Since I see that minister with the life jacket, put on a life jacket on him, it means that somewhere along the line, he wanted to walk the straight and narrow. And when he reached the national lottery, and he realized they're so corrupt, he couldn't take it. You think Deacon pay heed to him? He fired him instead. And he had the police to guard him to go outside. Deacon went and passed draconian laws and removed the power from the magistrate to grant bail and put it in the hands of the judge. As Deacon knows, the poor of the poor will spend a long time in jail before the mother could raise Siankatuka money to give lawyers to defend them. And the upsurging violence in our country was a direct result of Deacon and the Attorney General action. They say they go legalize weed. They use obscenity on the stage and encourage people. The Attorney General jump up as some little individual with hormone displaying bad manners in her body and saying, shoot Babylon. And the copycats and the young men in the community start firing guns in the public. The upsurging gun violence was a direct result of the bad behavior of Deacon and the Attorney General. Then you heard other instances where two other ministers was challenging the police publicly. And when you believe it cannot be worse, Deacon removed from the people 100 house units in Carriacou in the hurricane season We expect the most amount of rain in November. November normally the wettest month. And there is 100 house unit in Carriacou. And they can refuse to give any explanation, any justification, any reason why he is denying the people who the houses was built for from getting it. And these individuals are behaving like God boys, talking about 500 houses. Well, the 500 houses you're building, build it for the people in the diaspora, and the 100 house unit you have, give it to the poor in Carriacou. And while that is going on, McDonald College in Grenada is still on a shift system. I saw a young boy this morning with his hand under his chin, sit down by a shop. I say, what going on? You ain't going to school today? He said they still have a shift system. This is our country. We have to face the truth. That is why when we speak on this program, we dare you to take us on. Where are the voices in Grenada? The number to call is 4420175. You could call me and tell me if I'm saying something that is not the truth. Point it out. If it is the truth, then we need to discuss it. We are laying the groundwork for social decadence. We're laying the groundwork for a continuation of poor performances in the school. We're laying the groundwork for the police busy with social crimes. We're laying the groundwork for sexual crimes, prostitution. Because remember, when a people's survival is threatened, the moral code of ethics deteriorate. And Deacon has helped that. He was very dismissive of morality. He said morality is a private thing. This present group seems to be synonymous with corruption and bribery. We have heard about a gracious offer. We ask, what is the quantum? No answer. We heard about a soft spot. We ask, what is the quantum? No answer. We heard about 160,000 for number 10. We ask why? No answer. And more, you're hearing about money galore. When they do the calculation and you speak to them, they say that is the damn maths. No respect. Bread on keep bread. Yes, caller, welcome.
So Pierre,
yes, my brother, welcome.
I tell you already, you must open your mouth and talk about corruption in this country. You should be ashamed of yourself. You talk about corruption. The NFP government is the most corrupt government ever. Yeah.
My God, thank you. Yes, my brother believed that I should not open my mouth and speak because he said the NNP was a corrupt government. When the NDC won election in 2008, one of the lawyers that was campaigning for them, he publicly said Scotland Yard and another one, Scotland Yard and something else, would be in the country within 8 to 9 days. The NDC set up a special committee to look for corruption. Lloyd Noel, I believe, was one of the lawyers. The NDC bringing a forensic expert from Trinidad to search for corruption. Only one person was charged. One person. Fullerton. Only one person they charged. Somebody from their own party. Not one NNP was charged. They could not even charge those who they accused for driving without due care and attention. After they spent several thousands of dollars and millions of dollars for that committee that they set up to look for corruption, to pay the forensic expert from Trinidad, they was not able to get one iota of evidence against no NNP members. So the corruption was manufactured in the lab. Now, NDC is a party that has lied. They just go in the lab and make lies. That lawyer had to come publicly and apologize. Say, sorry, I was only saying that because of politics. He had to apologize publicly. And then he was one of these on the station in the north encouraging Karakou to secede. And he said he don't care. He don't care if they join New Zealand and Australia. He want them to secede from Grenada. It's the same lad that like weed. He like weed only because when you publicly acknowledge with weed, when the police hold those weed growers, they come to you. It's a publicity stunt. Two lawyers in particular that seems to be trying the case in the public. And sometimes when you hear what they say, Lord help the people they represent. But they're only doing it as a publicity stunt. So they're going to get popular with a legal drama. And people are going to go to them. When you're talking about corruption, the National Democratic Congress is the most corrupt government since 1967. They still cannot tell me why they cut down Belvedere Nutmeg and take about over $20 million. I don't know if it's by chainsaw or what. And they remember it's them that sell NCB Bank and the electricity company. And when they sell the electricity company, they sell the rights. They don't only sell the electricity company, you know. They sell the rights. And it's the same government you're talking about corruption. They sold 13 pieces of property. They sell that which did not belong to government. 13 pieces of property. The NDC even sell property that legally they couldn't sell. The NDC is a disease, you know. It's a political disease that we must cure and manage. Sometimes it cannot be cured, but it must be managed. And you manage that disease with education, information, and the truth. You see, all people must know the truth. If you don't know the truth, then you're going to continue falling for what is given to you. Even if you want to do history, you must know the historicity in the history. Once you get information, facts, and the truth, that is how you control the disease called NDC. The party was always like that, but they're getting worse. You see, the National Democratic Congress was always purge out the moderates. Go back and study the history of NDC. They always fire from the stock, the moderates. Say, don't do that. We have to be inclusive. We have to be tolerant. We have to seek the interest. Bam, out. Ask Kenny Larson. Ask Peter David. Ask Chester Humphrey. Ask Glennis. Once you're a moderate and you tell them, no, we have to seek the cause of the lower income group out, they either fire you and call you traitor. That is the only political party in Grenada that has called people traitor. Not even in the days of Gary. Gary engaged Wellington Friday, his most vociferous and vehement opposition, to join him. Yes, Scholar, welcome. You there, Scholar? Yes, Scholar. Scholar gone. Gary engaged Wellington Friday. You see, at that time, Wellington Friday was speaking about university without walls. The first man in the Caribbean to be speaking about university without walls. Some people used to laugh at Wellington. But Gary was attracted to what Wellington believed. So he engaged him. Say, come and help me, because I like what you believe. And that is how Wellington Friday ended up with Gary. In politics, there is no permanent friend. There is no permanent enemies. There are permanent alliances and opportunities. Within the ranks of the NDC, thousands of NDC supporters should not support them. NDC is a disease. You should not support them. If your income, based upon your income group, that party does seek your interest. If they believe you're of a lower status, they don't seek your interest. So you're supporting a party that fundamentally does not seek your interest. They're not an inclusive party. You remember Tobias Clement? He said NDC is not inclusive. They're not very tolerant. They're not forgiving. They're not sensitive to the cries of the people in the lower income group. And they believe that they're walking on cloud nine. This is not a political party for everybody. They cannot win election if they don't woo you. So they spend quite a lot of time preparing a law to woo people to put them in power. Once they're in power, they abandon the people. Once NDC reach in power, they did it in 1990. In 2008, 2013, the same thing. And they do it now again. They lie with impunity. They look the money in their eyes. They say you like with children. We love you. We will never fire you. We're going to raise your pay to $1,000. They close on the program. And they fire them. This time they watch them. They say we're going to make you permanent. They're only keeping you there because they want to take advantage on you. We're going to make you permanent. And as soon as they reach in power, they take out money. Those who was working for $1,300, they bring them back to $1,000. And then they give them $100 more. Thereabout. So they're working for 11 something now. And the Imani program is the best program that was instituted in Grenada in the last 100 years to address the challenges of second chance. When you have a low production in the education system, a lot of people are exiting school, but they do not have the minimum requirements. So government come up with a program to give them a second chance. It's like a holding area where people want to get the job market. Yes, Scholar, welcome. Yes, Scholar, welcome.
Yes, Pierre, good evening.
Yes, Scholar.
Yeah, I want to just tell you that I had two colors, say the Prime Minister and the government what make the people know toilet and things that typically to build pilot pit. And our next color say Peter David what calls the youth drinking rum today because the Lego rum for them, the youth partying and drinking the rum so Peter David was cast.
But no, these scholars, you see the NDC does lie. And they'll sit down and plan lie. And sometimes they'll say things they call disinformation. So you don't have to bother with them. That is not the truth. They start the Imani program for young people. They had over 3,000 to 4,000 people in it. And when they felt that there was not enough boys, because about 80% of them was girls. And you could see the few boys that come, they look domesticated and intimidated. So they start other projects, I think Project Hope and Project Fly and Project what? And they start project where there was only boys. And they was giving them assistance to buy whether there is chainsaw, hammer, or what after when they come out of the program. It's a program of a second chance. And a number of other islands in the Caribbean like the program. And some islands even spoke to people involved in the program here and institute it in the country under different names. The Imani program is the best program. And I dare and challenge anyone in NDC to prove otherwise. And they have to remember 10,000 toilets. It's the NNP that come out and say they go build 10,000 toilets. That is a masterpiece, you know. I never thought about that. I call on wholeness in Jamaica to follow Kit Mitchell in Grenada and build 100,000 toilets in Jamaica. Because Bustamante treat poor people in Jamaica very badly. And he take advantage on Rastafarians. And Siaga forget the poor. And he beg wholeness not to forget the poor. Wholeness is a damn scam. Forget the poor too. So I advise him, take example from Kit Mitchell in Grenada and build 100,000 toilets in downtown Kingston, Spanish Town, and other Clarendon, the other areas in Jamaica where you find the poor of the poor. The ghetto. So don't bother with the NDC with this trash. Like trash. They sit down and plan these lies. I never hear any idea, not one. If anybody here call me and tell me one good idea that come from NDC to address the challenges of the second chance, the challenges of young people. One good idea. Not even them that come up with the idea of the stadia. We are saying stadia. Stadia is 2. Stadium is 1. Kit Mitchell and build a stadium. He break down, they build the next one. The stadium didn't intro. I don't know which country didn't show in this big stadium, man. The government say they poor, they can't bother to intro stadium. The hurricane passing, mash up the stadium. They say since hurricane inspector go down and they jump up in the stadium, some people say the stadium no good. When the stadium break down in Hurricane Ivan, they build back a next stadium. Not one program ever come from NDC that is positive about youth development. None. This political party is a disease. And we must educate this public. And NNP is responsible too for not educating the public enough about the disease called NDC. It's a disease. They win election, they go in power. By the time 2 years, people fed up with them, they pray in the 4 years up. And then the government win all the seats. And they stay a little while and they come back again. Same thing. They're like a recurring decimal in the wrong direction. It's a political disease. It is not good for development. It was the NDC that was in power when Millibug took us. They go in Taiwan. That is what was rumored then. I don't know if it is true or not. But it was widely rumored that some NDC delegates go in Taiwan and take hibiscus and other cotton and bring in Grenada. And when they reach in Grenada, they're so hoity-toity. The pest management unit couldn't deal with them. And that is what caused the spread throughout the country. And when NNP come in power, they had to deal with the mealybug. The NDC is a political disease. And you address that disease by education, by information, facts, and the truth. And you wise your people up. They're always reckless in their spending. They're not conservative. You see that in the pattern of their traveling. One minister, young junior minister, go away 24 times in 23 months. And she walking with she bow at the state expense. Prior to a hurricane, when the Minister of Finance said we were aware, so 4 days before the hurricane, they're planning not to pay debt. Ever see a bad group so? 4 days before the hurricane, what in their mind is not to pay debt? Not to provide information for people and say, the hurricane likely to come 4 days from now, go and put screws on top of your house, see how you could tie down your roof, see how you could reinforce. In 96 hours, a lot could be done. They're planning how not to pay debt. And over 6 ministers, in addition to other high officers out of the island, gallivanting. Is a recklessly incompetent group that we have in this country. That is a political disease. We must try to cure it, manage it. You may not be able to cure like cancer. When you have cancer, you can cure. But you could manage it, you could put it under control so you could live very long after. We have to manage the NDC disease. How do you address the issue? How do you deal with a political party that their expression, their utterances, what comes from the mouth is so objectionable and fractious? Classless people, commoners, beggy, bread donkey bread. These are the words that coming on from the ministers, the Prime Minister, the Minister of Finance, the Minister of Legal Affairs, top ministers. How these words could come from their mouth? The NDC is a political disease. You don't want that in your country. Otherwise, you're making 2 footsteps forward and you have to go back. Every time a government come and set the country on the right direction, in the right trajectory to go forward, NDC come and bring it back. How are we going to develop? How are we going to go forward? After you make sacrifice, you reach out to other people. You have a good reputation in the Caribbean with all financial institutions. You have another political group that opened the door to corruption and creating a cesspool for corruption. 22 million for independence celebration, but they refuse to give the road workers work. 22 million. You could have spent 10 million on road workers. You would have helped the economy grow. You could have spent 5 million on agriculture. You could have increased productivity. You could have planted 50 acres of soursop on government estate and 20 acres of spice as an independent initiative. You don't do that. You spend 22 million. None went up for bidding. You corrupt. Every minute the Prime Minister in Dubai. Doing what? He in Dubai selling passport for his company. And they're making gala. That is the government we have. It's not a good government. But we must recognize where we are and try to change it. How do you change it? By education, information, facts, and the truth. You realize NDC don't like the truth. That's why they afraid the press. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Mr. Pierre,
Yes, my brother.
are you jealous of those animals? This man traveling and bringing money come. Look, the Prime Minister went to the gun, choose the gun. The man signed a bank note over $61 million that to invest in the energy sector in this country. That is progress in making. We planting back the nutmeg and cocoa and the other damage. We paying all of them. The last one came up and said before the sun, nobody ain't get nothing. The whole country, people have to fight up and go and see what they could do. All the government was taking on, they build a stadium. They forget the people. And all they're doing, they want to build a stadium. They build a stadium. They build a stadium and they have no nutmeg. The only reason why we have nutmeg in this country is because the hurricane didn't pass up St. Andrews and them place there. The hurricane didn't pass there. So them nutmeg and thing over there, they stand up. For the whole I said they will come down. I had to tell them up all kind of things. I don't get a cent. I'll keep with your sector to build stadium. We build a stadium and it costs us $25 million to fix it every 2 years. It's like, they have no benefit to us. Start back in that like, I said every day you don't have. And now the hurricane pass. He passed on St. Andrews and St. Patrick and inside there. And now they go plant it back because they're getting money to plant it back. They're fixing up Kaiku. I listen to the report from Kaiku. And there's real progress, Mr. Pierre. You talk about progress. They have a team up there. They're fixing back all them roofs. And they have damage to fix back. We're building 50 houses by this and Christmas for the poor people and them over there. Mr. Pierre, you have 10 of them who didn't get handled to they couldn't get rest for them. So they put them in the Chinese houses. And Mr. Pierre, with the Chinese houses, you have foreigners staying there. They come to help the people of Grenada, to put bread in their mouth. Are you talking about children? Leave them there. Them is what feeding on them. They volunteering to build house, build roof on the schools and everything. So leave them there. I believe the best thing ever happened to Grenada. Kaiku come out better than ever. They're trying to fix back the thing on the solar system of it. They're trying to fix it back. That is progress.
Yes, scholar, thank you.
That is progress.
Thank you, Collar. Collar, you're better than Deacon. At least you have some, you know what I admire about you? You're trying to give explanation, Deacon hiding. The Prime Minister of the country can't hide. When they ask him question, give answer. He hiding. Yes, Collar, welcome.
Yeah, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, my brother, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, when you have a government, don't want people know the truth, especially the supporters, and saying to the supporters, don't listen to other programs, which they know definitely what the other programs say is the truth, and the truth alone, and the truth will always be the truth, because they wanted to listen to their lies and to keep them keep them arrogant and of the truth, because when you say if you love people, Mr. Pierre, and you love the children, what you will go encourage the children to be disciplined and to respect others and to speak the truth and not to lie to people. So what will find happen? This government want these supporters to know the truth, what is going on in the country, and to feed them a set of lies. So the question, how could you say you love people? And when you love the young people, when you want the young people and the supporters to believe in what you're saying, and you know what you're saying to them, it's not the truth. Why doing that? If you want to go forward, we have to educate our children with the truth. We have to let them know the truth and not speak as a lies and lies to them. As a teacher, Mr. Pierre, you're a teacher. You go encourage the children, you go tell them what is the truth, not what is false. Because if you tell them something, Mr. Pierre, I know it's not the truth. And when they go and do an exam, what you tell them as a teacher, that's what they're going to do. Right? And how would you look at yourself when you know that you are as a teacher, when you are a teacher, you know what saying to the children is not the truth. You cannot feel good. And I already do a comparison with a school, Mr. Pierre. When say CPA exam, whatever exam you try and go and do, and they come and all this, the whole, if 50 or 60 children will be successful with and they pass the exam, you know how proud that school going to be, and how happy. But when you mislead the young people and you tell them things like the truth and they fail, are you feeling happy about that? Are you feeling happy? So I would say this present NDC government and the ministers, they setting no good example for the young people. And if you want young people to get into politics, the attitude and the way this NDC government treating young people and treating people in general, they not encouraging young people, and they show no example to the elders to support them, because the example is negative, a negative example towards the people who are going to compete in matter. Look at the situation in Carriacou. Right? Look at the situation with the housing in unit that they build in Buseju, Carriacou, Diamond, St. David. Look at it. Look at what happened. The people some people get keys for the house. They took it back. Some people go in the back. Look at Carriacou again. The people get damaged from burial. You put money in a bank. The people don't broke said and that they had, they take it out. It's still telling them go and get money. Go and get money. We didn't know definitely they would not get money. Them know they would not get it. And the same thing they do with the housing. So many people, they don't hardly have anything in the bank, any financial institution. So definitely telling them go in the bank, which you as the government know they will not get loan. This government is a heartless government, a wicked government, and they're going to pay the price, because they are saying whatsoever is so, that's what you will reap.
Yeah.
And they will reap the reward, what they deserve to reap. So Pierre, have a break.
Yes, scholar. Please let us know what initiative or what project the National Democratic ever start in this country for the development of youth. Now we got to stop this, just talking wild. Give me one example of an initiative or project that the NDC start in their 15 years ruling the country. One that they start for the development of youth. Yes, scholar, let's go.
Mr. Pierre, good afternoon.
Yes, ma'am.
And
Welcome.
good afternoon to your listeners. Thank you, Mr. Pierre. Mr. Pierre, I had no intention of calling in today.
I'd like to hear your voice,
young
scholar.
auntie, my young auntie is being buried today.
Oh.
But I said I have to call back. That, not this last caller, the other caller, tell him to leave Carriacou name out of his mouth. Because he doesn't know anything about Carriacou. Mr. Pierre, a young lady come up to Carriacou yesterday, and they come to look at the houses, my house, yeah? Private, nothing to do with the government. And Mr. Pierre, she said, in Grenada, they boasting, they're building Carriacou better than before. Carriacou is going to be much better, more beautiful. So she said when she was on the boat, she was looking. When she get near to Carriacou, she said, okay, the port not too bad. When she got there, she looking. She said, but didn't they say it's building better before going? Carriacou is beautiful. She said she was so shocked. She haven't seen nothing done. When she come up to me, she and the builder, when they come up to me, and when they come and they have a look, they say, my God, there's nothing being done. Then I was able to stay right in my yard and show her the dump site, where they're going to erect the new houses for the people of Carriacou. I show it to her. Right now, it's on fire. But when they cut down the trees, they're burning it. So it's on fire right now, right behind my house. So she was in my yard and I'm pointing to her. But she said, but the dump site is there. I said, yes. When you see certainly dry season come, the flies, and when I say flies, I tell her mosquito, house flies, small fly, sand fly, black flies, they come in. And you can't get peace in your house. And I told her, notice the flies. When 3 o'clock, I wanted to make bread. I went to the kitchen. 3 o'clock, they're not there. So I have to get there before the flies get there and do what I have to do. So they're not doing nothing for Carriacou. I saw people, Mr. Pierre, they go to ask for material just to build a house. Sometimes The rafters is there. They just want some galvanized to cover the house. And they went there. If they go in there looking at 50, when they come back, they look 60. When you look at the face, they don't get nothing. They're not giving them. They have some black tank come up yesterday, 1,000 black tank. Some people get a lot. Some people get 4, some people get 5. Some people say how much they get. And I know some NMP people, they don't get nothing. They come back with their face long. They don't get anything. So they're picking and choose who to give. They're picking and choose who to give houses or who to give material to. If you like, you're in trouble. Carriacou is in trouble, right? And I'm telling you, you could come up and see if they're building better than before. If you say as a government you're building better than before, what's about the people private houses? Help them to build it better than before and stipulate to them what you want and what you want to see when they build it. Then you can make a boast of it. Right now you can't make a boast of it because all what you're telling the Grenadian people is lies. They believe in lies, they born in lies, they grow in lies, they go die in lies. And they're teaching this young generation to tell lies. They don't know how to speak the truth, right? Everything they do, sometimes the truth shall set you free, but because they don't know how to speak the truth, they cannot be free. They always have to go back to telling lies. Carriacou is going down. Last night we was talking about it. Carriacou is going down the road. People cannot build back because you need help. It is a natural disaster. And things what you have, Mr. Pierre, when I say everything gone out of your house, everything gone. Wherever you're living in the living quarters, when you take out your roof, if your bedroom is there, your front room is there, everything just gone. When I mean gone, you can't get nothing. Yesterday, my husband went out to cut some zooty down in the yard. And he said, look, I find this silver spoon. I said, where you get that from? Under the zooty. The hurricane blew it away out of the window. So the people in Carriacou need help. They need help. They're not meeting the people. If you see the long queue in front of the resource centers because they're asking for help, and they stand up there for hours and hours in the hot sun just to get a bit of help. Who they helping? They're helping the partisans. Those in the business, the big NDC and them, that's who they're helping. They're not helping the poor people. They're still sleeping in tent. Mr. Pierre, tell them to take the boat and come and have a look. Ask the boat to give them a free ride. And come and see and examine Carriacou and look at the life of the people in Carriacou. Look what they want to do. Yes, they put them in the Chinese house. Yes, they had no choice because they want the school to open. The people were tearing down the roof of the school because the roof is damaged and they had to fix it. So they was doing the work while the people was there. Take me to Wise and see. While the people was there. So now it coming to a close. They promise have to come through. They get the people out and they have no choice. They put some of them in the Chinese house. But I hope they stay there for good and never leave it. I hope they never leave it. Mr. Pierre, have a nice day. I'm listening.
Yes, scholar, and I dare and challenge you. Please let me know what initiative, what project the NDC ever start towards development for young people in Grenada in the 15 years that they're in power. Every time they go in power, they turn the hand of the clock back. Every time they thwart the process of development. And that disease must be managed. You manage that disease with education, information, facts, and truth. And when you speak, you dare, and you challenge the NDC heavyweights to take you on. I'm speaking the truth, take me on. Tell me what idea you come. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, they started the victimization project and the send-down project. That's the only thing that they did to benefit the young people in this island.
But it doesn't benefit them, it disadvantage them.
Well, in their mind, obviously, if they keep doing it, it does benefit. We know that there was no meaningful project that was ever done by any one of the NDC administrations of the past and the present to benefit the young people of this island. I also have a question for you, Senior. Do we have any programs or any laws or anything that governs or protects elders, senior people, anything pertaining to elder abuse? Because it seems like it's only some of the older folks that can come on the airwaves to defend all the promises and lies that the NDC administration is doing. When the government ministers have when the administration, the government ministers has the airway, they get on the airways to call people donkey and
Bro,
to tell them
donkey
to
break.
pray and does not bring any meaningful conversation or any meaningful thoughts to us, the public. And when they do want to speak, they go on the partisan, like the whatever program the NDC have, whether it's the Donkey Along program in New York or the iHeart program or the other Prince of Hate program. That's how they talk to us, the Grenadian people. So it means that they're only talking to their people, because if they truly wants to address us, the Grenadian public, they will come on mainstream media and have a conversation and talk to us. But they're running, they're hiding, because they know it's lies. They know the ground is shifting, and it's only, again, I need to find out, because I think it's a lot of elder abuse going on, and we do need to do something to protect our ageable citizens, because it's heartening. It's very disheartening to hear ageable folks calling the radio, calling your program to repeat lies that they hear as if it's something that's actually going on. It's all promising. Mr. Pierre, Miss Matterson was just on. Carriacou is in bad shape. There's no other way to put it. It's a fact. Carriacou is in bad shape, and anything that they want to say otherwise about building back and they're doing this and they're doing that, it's a lie. And I will challenge anyone in the administration to tell me where Carriacou was before the hurricane and where Carriacou is right now. And let's compare it to some of the smaller islands like Union Island and so up there that was as severely ravaged as Carriacou, and where they are today and where Carriacou is at right now. Thank you, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, scholar. Tell me what good initiative the NDC bring for agriculture. The NDC is the worst group. Every time they come, they do more damage to agriculture than anything else. Every time they come. That is the group that cut down Belleville and Northwell. That is the group that fight to dismantle marketing board, because they claim marketing board win the prime minister in a good case. So he come with all the vengeance, irrespective of the people believe. When he set up the sham program, they said, no, we could manage marketing board. It's marketing board that was behind the source up. That Grenada is the only country in the Caribbean, and I believe in the region, that could export fresh source up to the market. Somebody informed me that marketing board sacrificed over 100,000 pounds of source up to convince the American pest management unit that Grenada don't have disease. Marketing board, the private man can do that. The NDC they reached 31 workers from Grand Bay Estate. They closed down the pest management unit, forced us up. They closed down the group under pest management unit that was fighting the cotton scale virus. We had to bawl on the radio like children. They had about 10 or 12 workers. They bring back 3. What kind of people is that? 4 months after Ivan, in the same way you could sit down 4 days before Ivan, before the hurricane, before Hurricane Beryl. You see, when I make a mistake, I'm repeating it to correct it. Before Hurricane Beryl, to plan not to pay debt. Who does that? Who sit down and plan not to pay debt? You couldn't summon the Nutmeg Association, the Cocoa Association, and say, a hurricane is imminent. Immediately put programs in place to address the farmers' issues after the hurricane. You're too bad-minded. The time has come for us to cure this country of the disease called NDC. It's a disease. Our people have to have information. We need to have facts and the truth. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, caller, welcome.
Well, I understand the marijuana start planting. You didn't hear about that, no?
Well, marijuana is illegal. And if the individuals plant marijuana, the police will lock them up. Marijuana is illegal. Didn't lie. Don't go and plant marijuana. When all you hear Deacon legalize marijuana, you all take a little iron dog. All you see the Attorney General saying, shoot Babylon, bow, bow. All you start to fire a gun. Deacon passed draconian laws. Marijuana is illegal in Grenada. It is not legal. Don't plant marijuana. And marijuana don't good. Marijuana don't good. The via, the medium by which we take in marijuana is through inhalation, smoking. And we eating it in food. Marijuana don't good. Some of the substance they use to preserve marijuana is formaldehyde. And when you're smoking 9 spliff a day, you get mad. Marijuana don't good. There may be substance in the plant that might be good. You have to extract these substances. We don't have the skills, not the factory, not the competency in Grenada. And all medical doctors are not trained to prescribe marijuana. Only psychologists that might say if it cool your nerves, take a little smoke. Marijuana is recreational. It don't good. Marijuana don't good. Not to plant marijuana, the police will lock you up. Even though the police was a little sympathetic when Deacon now come. After Deacon embarrassed the police, when he made movie for social media with what seems and look like marijuana, he embarrassed the police. So right now the police can't take it out on Deacon. They go take it out on you. They go lock you up. And if you go in the magistrate go jail you. Leave marijuana where it is. The time has come for us to deal with the truth, to deal with the facts, to get information, to verify things. When you hear things, do a little research. And please, let us know what initiative, what project the NDC ever started in their 15 years leading this country to help to develop youth. I don't know of none. Sometimes they start one in secret. So please tell us. It's a destructive group. They're going to cause the economy to go in free fall. They're planning not to pay debt in 2025 already. Where you get these people on them? When you not paying your debt is not an economic strategy. You postponing the debt. 4 days before hurricane, NDC sit down planning not to pay debt. Well, why didn't you use that time to inform Grenadian public? The Prime Minister should have made a public address. Based upon the information we have, the hurricane is imminent. We want you to do everything possible to strengthen your house. Even though you have to put sand on top of it. Strengthen your house, try to save lives. Instead of that, they're planning how not to play debt. Well, we come to an end today, and we pray to manage and cure the disease called NDC. We're back with you next week for another opportunity to punch. Thank you very much.